What's up, viewers? I'm Evan Sanford, and I am joined today by Chase Glorfield and Karter Davis, and we are the Bronco Fans Roundup. And,
yes, we are.
That rolls off the tongue quite nicely.
I thought you were going to mess it up, honestly.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting for that.
You went a little fast, and I was like, he's going to say it, but no.
Still working out the kinks.
Yeah, still getting used to it, but it rolls off the tongue nicely. Well, viewers, we had an awesome day on Friday, but real quick, just shout out to the few people who joined us for the live stream. It's a ton of fun. And for those who don't know, we do live streams at halftime every game, and we're going to do that, and we're going to do that for the forum. And the more people who come in and join us, the more fun we have. So everyone is welcome. Throw your questions on YouTube and the forum. I made a thread and I had it open, and I was trying to answer questions as they came in. And for home games, it'll be Chase and I, and then away games, it'll be the three of us. So should be
we live stream.
Come join
through the YouTube channel. You can find it on X and on the BroncoFans.net is where you'll find a link to that when we do them. So
yeah, and it's a ton of fun, and like if you feel so inclined to just listen to us have our like halftime therapy session, and by all means just come and listen. But we really thrive off of that engagement. So throw your questions at us. What do you think about this, or like can you just
we talk to each other enough. We need to talk to some other people.
Yeah,
during halftime.
It's fun. Sure. So, yeah, please do. Throwing that out there. And before we get to the Eastern Washington game, which I'm not going to lie, a little bit cathartic. That was kind of nice. I'm looking forward to sinking my teeth into that one. But I just saw before we hopped on to record, the Boise State football Twitter account put out a kind of a teaser image. It's got, I think, a new helmet. So you've got the front view. And all you can see that's a little bit different is it's the blue helmet, by the way. There's a 208 where the Nike logo usually is on the face mask. So it's a 208. And so we're all just kind of thinking or wanted to throw out our best guess as to what that might look like. So I'll throw it around the horn, boys. Chase, what's your prediction?
I want an old school, like script cursive Broncos.
Okay.
On the side, like old school. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
So hold on. Sorry, Karter. But don't
cut me off.
Don't we already? Yeah. I was gonna say, don't we already have that with the script?
Yeah, but they only did it on the orange and the white.
Yeah, we want a blue.
I don't think they've ever done it on the blue.
Oh. Okay.
At least I think I can't think of a time where they've done it on the blue helmet, but I don't know.
I'm gonna do some research while you guys are chatting.
Yeah, look that up. With mine, I think it's gonna be something completely new. I don't know what that could be. I think maybe the 208 could be a hint. Might be something Idaho related. I know back when Gatlin Bear committed, they put out a cool like state flag with the helmet or with the Bronco head. I was like, that'd be pretty cool. Maybe some sort of state pride uniform. Maybe an old school, but it really is at this point, like the old school Boise State, like 2007 horse head with the words underneath could be a revamp of that.
That would be killer.
That's my guess. I feel like if they were going to use a decal they already have, they wouldn't announce it. They would just kind of put it on. But Chase's idea could be just
according to helmethistory.com, we wore blue helmets with the orange Broncos cursive script against Utah State last season.
Okay, so it is
not a new thing.
Utah State, I don't believe that.
I was actually at that game. How did I not remember that?
Hold on.
All right, so I'll give you a chance to think of a new prediction then.
All right,
because I think it's going to be they're going to keep it simple.
Now, look at that, they did.
Karter, I really hope you're right because that sounds really good. If they did a state pride themed uniform or themed helmet, like I think that'd be really cool because we can't let the Idaho Vandals have the best state pride uniform.
This is the best compliment Idaho will ever get out of me. I think the Fightin' Taters name is pretty cool.
That was sick.
I saw some people on the Bronco fans thing calling them out. I think you guys are just being haters. When I saw Fighting Taters, I was like, that's pretty damn cool. And then Home Field came out with the shirts with Joe Vandal as a potato. I was like, that's fun. Like,
Yeah.
kind of jealous we didn't come up with that. It's just,
Yep.
But also, I was talking to my dad at the game about this. I don't think Boise State could pull something off like that.
No.
Like, Fighting Taters and University Vibe, it just seemed to go together. Like, I feel like if Boise State put it out, I just wouldn't mesh for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah, they gotta do something else, and we already have that something with that that Gatlin Bear, Idaho
that would be
Bronco.
cool.
Yeah, throw it out. That'd be great.
Yeah, but the Boise State Fighting Taters, it just doesn't, not like the Idaho Fighting Taters, you know?
Yeah, it's just not the same. Yeah,
not the same. Yeah,
but I personally just think they're gonna keep it simple. They're gonna keep the same old horse head, but instead of the player number on the side, it's just gonna be a 208. I think that the 208 is a hint just for that. So we shall see. I'm also interested to see when they're going to roll out these helmets. If it's going to be in 2 weeks against Air Force, which I believe that's at Air Force, right?
Yeah. So,
it is.
Yeah, it's kind of weird timing that they're rolling this out when there's no game coming up.
No game, and the next game is an away game. So
they're just trying to feed us something there in the off week, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Something to talk about.
Yeah, keeps them in the conversation, I suppose. So, Chase, do you have a do-over?
I'm gonna amend it. It's still script, but it's the old school, like late 70s, 80s, just BSU.
Ooh,
on the side.
I got you. I remember that one. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Yeah, that'd be fun. Either way, like just our own state pride uniform, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool.
All right, well, moving on. We'll sink our teeth into the Eastern Washington game, but just real quick, or just around the horn, we all had a very nice, smug Saturday, as Chase likes to put it.
Mm-hmm.
I checked out the Florida USF game, and I do feel a little bit better after watching that. Guys, did you watch any good games over the weekend?
I watched the USF one. That game really just I don't like Boise State losing how they did, but I mean, honestly, USF could give Miami a run for their money next week.
Yeah.
And I think USF is in the drive. I'm very confident they're in the driver's seat for the group of 5. They went from unranked to, I think, 16 or 18.
I think they're 18th right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And who in the American is going to challenge them? Because, like, Army just lost to Tarleton State, barely beat out Kansas State, once they lost in Ireland. I truly think losing in Ireland, your season's
It's just
over.
a curse for your season.
It's like the college football, it's the Irish curse, like the Madden curse. And Memphis, I don't know, Tulane just beat a horrible Northwestern team, so maybe them, but if USF keeps playing to the level that they're playing already, like, they are going to be the G5 rep, and at that point they deserve it, because they belt to ass us, even though I don't think that game was how the score looks, but still. And then walking into the swamp and then winning is just great.
Yeah.
Not an easy place to play, to win.
Not at all. Yeah.
For sure.
And I think two things can be true. Like, USF is a good team. They are in the driver's seat for the group of 5 to make the playoff. And Boise State beat themselves in a game where maybe they don't necessarily win, but it really should have been a lot closer than what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
I agree.
Two things can be true. Boise State is not as bad of a football team as many of our fans, including us,
love to comment about.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like, the Rage Monster got me a little bit too, so it happens. But for me, I got to watch my other kind of favorite school that I like to watch, Boston College, really fumble at the end.
It's the game I was going to bring up, yeah.
Yeah, I was really hoping the Eagles and Bill O'Brien would take it away out of East Lansing, and they got really close.
It's a double OT, right? Is that what it was?
Yeah, double OT, and what was it? Came down to 2-point conversion.
Yeah.
Michigan State got it
at the end. Yep.
They've got a stud at quarterback. Jonathan Smith is going to build that program. It might take a little bit of time, but he's going to build that program.
Speaking of Jonathan Smith, what talking about Oregon State? My God.
Yeah. Oof.
Good Lord. They are just.
Yeah, go ahead. I didn't get a chance to watch that game, but I heard all about it.
I mean, if you want to talk about special teams being bad, Oregon State should have fired their special teams coach immediately.
That was like watching like a rec youth team like trying to figure out how to punt the ball.
Terrible.
In fact, I've seen rec youth teams punt the ball
more efficient than
it was awful.
I just don't understand like how Wazoo and Oregon State, they both got left behind in the Pac-12 just the same. Both, I would say, equal programs, maybe even Oregon State a little bit better.
Yeah.
How does Wazoo go and smack San Diego State, and then Fresno State, I think a rebuilding program, beats them in Corvallis?
Well, and Washington State had to retool its whole team because Mateer left too. So it's
exactly,
and they still, it's. Crazy.
I don't get it. Yeah, I think
Oregon
State is diving right now.
I've always had a higher opinion of Washington State than Oregon State. That's there. I've always thought that they were like the more, I don't want to say better, just maybe the more consistent team. Yeah. Oregon State has baseball.
Yeah, I feel like Washington State was always consistently in the middle of the Pac-12, and then Oregon State was either up here or down here.
Or they go USC as a 40-point underdog or whatever that was.
So that's why I was like, Wazoo was consistently mid. Oregon State was either terrible or there's years they were ranked and like they look good. So as far as my memory serves, so I always had Oregon State as a little bit higher tier, but I mean they were dead equals when they were left behind, and boy, have those programs just completely polar opposite split each other.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because the way I view Oregon State is kind of like San Diego State if we're looking at just net averages, where San Diego State pops off once every like 4 to 5 years and then goes back to being kind of crappy. And then Fresno State is more consistent to above average, and that's how I view Washington State.
Yeah,
historically. Anyways, we're getting off topic.
Anyways.
Eastern Washington, Boise put belt to you know what, and as expected, now actually shout out, there was a scary moment. The Eastern Washington quarterback got hurt. He was carted off the field. Sounds like it was precautionary, but
it was a weird play. He like got up and walked off, and then sounds like he got out and was able to go home.
To be honest, I went and got a pizza cone and I didn't see it happen. And then some guy was a jerk to me. I came back and I was like, what happened? He's like, oh, you didn't see what happened? He collapsed on the sideline. I was like, no, buddy, I'm eating my pizza cone.
Pizza cone, bro.
Yeah, I was like, I was like, no, what? Come on.
I missed those pizza cones, by the way.
That was delicious. So there wasn't a line either. I was so happy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that guy made my pizza cone not as good because he pissed me off.
I heard they've really upped their concession game in Albertson Stadium, and I really can't wait to get back there for a game. It's not going to be this season, unfortunately, but maybe next year I can get back and see it for myself. The Eastern Washington quarterback seems to be okay. That's great. So now we can sink our teeth into the game. Let's start. Well, what do you guys want to do? Do you feel like just the rage monster, get the ugly out of the way first, or like, do you want to start with the good?
I'd rather go group by group, offense, defense, special teams, because I got a little bit of both. I got a little bit of everything for all of them.
A little bit of good, a little bit of bad, a little bit of
ugly. Yeah.
You want just offense, good, bad, ugly, and then defense?
Yeah, I think that's best. I think that keeps us in at least an umbrella of like we're talking about one thing.
Yeah, we're gonna get off the rails. Anyways,
probably
offense. Good, bad, ugly. You know what? I've got my takes, but I'll let you start, Karter.
Yeah. So, I mean, for the offense, I think the good was the wide receivers. I don't know where Ben Ford came from. I don't know.
11 miles down the road, Eagle High School, they said.
Eagle.
I mean, he's really been biding his time because all of a sudden he's, I think, our best receiver.
No career touchdowns to 2 in one game.
Yeah, man. And the catches he were making was just crazy. So, I mean, good for him for waiting. I think this was Chris Marshall's sort of coming out game. I want to see him have a better game against an FCS team, but finally got the ball in his hands. Like, it just seemed like the passing game, even if Maddox, I think Maddox was good, but there were still some times where I was like, I don't know. But like when he got the ball to the receivers, I really feel like they made plays. They were open a lot more. It just looked crisper. So I think that's the good for me.
And to your point, I'm gonna let you continue here in a second. But to your point, I've seen people kind of make comparisons based on the play of the wide receivers for that game and their mentality, how they played. Is that Ben Ford was really giving off that Thomas Spurback energy that we desperately need, and then Chris Marshall was giving off that Titus Young energy.
When he had that ball in his hands, he was just he's a next level athlete, and you could tell with that ball in his hands when he's just springy and bouncy and just you could see.
I for sure thought he was
ready
taking
to
that
explode.
catch.
Yeah,
I thought he was taking that for a touchdown. So yeah, I definitely see the spring in his step.
Little ankle biter got him right at the end.
Yeah.
So the question for you boys is, who is going to give us that Austin Pettis energy? Who do you think?
I don't think we have it. I don't think, because Austin Pettis was the Titus Young and Austin Pettis were the yin and the yang of the offense. Titus Young
Pettis was kind of a possession
guy. Like when you get in the red zone,
yeah.
When you get in the red zone, you're throwing it to Pettis. But if you want a deep shot, you're throwing it to Young. Like if you want a deep shot, you can throw it up to Marshall. I don't think Latrell Cape. Maybe Ben Ford could fill the possession. We just haven't seen enough from him yet.
I think you could see a tight end doing that. Maybe
I think Louder will probably fill that in, but I mean, it's not going to be Caples.
Yeah, Caples is kind of disappeared a little bit, and that makes me a little sad or a little frustrated because I know he is wickedly talented, and we're just not seeing him.
Yeah. I think it's going to be kind of they probably focused on him, and that's why Ben Ford was able to pop out and score 2 touchdowns. Now other teams are going to be like, shoot, we have to prepare for number 82 as well, and that's going to open up some things for Caples. I think it was just a one-off sort of game, and I think he'll be all right.
Yeah.
If it's a trend that continues, then we're like, man, what disappointment. But we'll see.
Yeah. So when I was a student, I did a clinical rotation at this facility in Meridian, and it's a physical therapy, but they also do a lot of sports performance. It's quite the facility. And Ben Ford at one point attended there and did some training at that facility. And he had all the records across the wall for the various, I think they had a 40-yard dash and all the various exercises. He owned that leaderboard. And I just remember my clinical instructor and some of the other guys talking there. They're like, I can't believe Boise State hasn't offered this kid. He's right here. And it was towards the end of that rotation when I think he came in as a walk-on, and now he's on scholarship. And it was just like, yeah, they were all saying he's going to be a great player for us. And I mean, it took a little bit longer than I think anyone would have expected, but here he is. Now it's an FCS opponent, but those routes look crisp. The speed is there.
The hands, that deep touchdown to him, that was not an easy catch. That was in front of him. He's kind of having to lean forward.
Yeah. But you look at I don't know. I just saw this energy in him where I'm like, okay, this guy wants it. He is you were telling me that the USF game felt like a game where everyone was looking around for who's going to step up. And what I saw from Bedford, it was a guy who was ready and willing to step up.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah. That's the kind of energy that I'll do it.
For me, this is what Boise State was built on over the years, is guys coming out of nowhere, maybe that were overlooked, not necessarily former walk-ons who become studs, but people who are kind of overlooked, maybe are the most athletic. You see him and you're like, is that guy a D1 football player? I don't know, but going out there and making plays, right?
Yeah.
Spurbeck, Tanyan Bissell, there's a name from the past, some of those old guys.
Okay, Grandpa.
Right. He reminds me of some of that, and I was really happy to see someone like that stepping up in big moments like he did.
Yeah. So I'm really hoping to see more Ben Ford against Air Force in a couple weeks. And then what do you guys think of the run game? If I had to force you guys to make a running back depth chart, because that was talked about on the forum.
That was going to be my good. Yeah.
What's the depth chart? What would you guys?
It's Sire Gaines.
Yeah.
He was popping off some of those runs. I know recency bias, but when he's carrying people and bouncing off people, obviously everyone's like, oh, he looks like Ashton Jeanty. That's the first thing everyone goes with.
Yeah.
I would put Dylan Riley and what's his bucket? Sherrod.
Malik Sherrod.
Malik Sherrod, 2A and 2B.
Yeah. I do think Dylan Riley needs more carries. I'm not ready to give up on Malik yet. I just think the team hasn't found how to use him and in the proper way because we're so used to Ashton Jeanty just hand off the ball, let him do what he does. I think Malik, you need to get him out more. Some more screens, maybe, some more like 2 wide receiver sets on both sides, a lighter box, let him move a little bit, let him shift.
Well, because you saw that his touchdown run, the first one of the game, that Eastern Washington guy took an angle to get him, and he planted his foot and looked like he was going to tear his ACL and just the other way.
So
that kind of stuff in space.
Exactly. Need to get him in space. Need to make a lighter box for him to work with. Because if we try to do what we did with Ashton with Malik, it's just not going to work. That's not the player he is. That's Sire Gaines' job. So Dylan Riley, Malik Sherrod, screens, lighter boxes. Maybe some more passing, like maybe some Texas routes, college football 26 nerds out there, some tight corners trying to get a first down, something like that.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is you feel like Malik Sherrod could very well be the best third down back we've got on the roster.
Well, it depends on the situation. I think he's better, like I said, in space. I wouldn't put him up the middle when it's 3rd and 2. And you need a big dude to carry some people, right? Because he's kind of the smaller scat back sort of.
That's true, and I guess maybe I need to reframe the way I think.
But if it's 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, and have him leak out as the safety guy or the safety security blanket out on the side, get him in space. Carter's
short yardage. Who are you going with, Sire Gaines or Dylan Riley?
Sire Gaines.
Yeah. Okay. Just making
Sire Gaines is the bell cow. He is.
Dylan Riley will get there. He puts on a few more pounds because that speed when he hit that edge, that last touchdown,
that was nice.
Woo! That was electric.
I saw that. I stayed for the whole game, and when I saw that, I was like, that is the speed that Sire doesn't have that I wish he did. If Sire had that, like close to that speed, I think he would be unstoppable. But Sire's just a step behind when it comes to like that quickness.
Sire's a bigger body, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's big boy.
And that's why it's not his fault. But when I saw Dylan Riley run like that, I was like, I love a guy that can just turn the corner and just go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sire's 6 foot, 209.
There it is.
He's pretty big running back.
Also good offensive line.
Yeah.
The run, now again, level of competition. But
built to confidence.
No, my favorite moment of the game was on that goal line when they called Roger Carrion for a hold, and then the camera zoomed in on his face, and he had this mustachioed snarl like he was ready to just decapitate someone after that. That was my favorite moment. The camera just zooms in on his little face right there. And
he said he just plays like angry, passionate, like he's like he lets his emotions get the better of him, like I guess for use of a better word. Kind of love, like, wears his heart on his sleeve. I think that's what the quote was. But gotta love that. All right, so if that's all the good, which there's a lot of good, like
there's a lot of good on offense.
Boise State should be happy. There's there's some bad and there's some ugly for the offense. Go ahead, Karter.
I think the bad and ugly kind of go together, so I'm gonna mesh them into together just to kind of save time and save myself from yapping. Bad and ugly, I think, was just a lack of consistency, and I think that was because the play calling still needs to be kind of fine-tuned. There's we scored the quick touchdown. I'm pretty sure we scored again, and then there was just this lull in the offense, like after we got off script, after we were like, okay, now we have to react to the defense. Felt like Nate Potter, it took him a second to kind of figure out what he wanted to do.
We talked about that in our halftime live.
And it was just like, it kind of deflated a little bit because I remember the stadium, like it was like, we scored quick. Like the offense is looking better. Our defense stopped and like, we scored again. And then it was just kind of like now it's like, we're not doing bad, but like we had to punt a few times. And so I think offensive just needs more consistency in the play calling. And once that happens, the consistency in the actual play by the players is going to be better. So
go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, so I'm actually happy there's a bye week coming up. They can really look at the game plan of like, okay, this is what worked well. We have a whole week to really work this out. And then I think it'll get better from there.
So what you missed in our super special awesome live stream was Chase and I talking about like it, and this hopefully complements your point quite nicely, is that we weren't doing a lot of the simple things, not because we weren't executing them, but because we weren't just calling them. Like one thing that we were calling for is like, hey, like in the passing game, give Maddox some simple like college quarterback routes to hit, like a slant, shallow crossers, like all these, like there are some routes that are very fundamental to every single college offense. They're high percentage for every quarterback across the board. And we just hadn't really called any. And then Chase and I had a lot of fun on Twitter because then in the second half, oh, hey, they started calling them.
They hit Marshall on a slant.
Like yeah, they hit a slant.
Yeah, I remember that. I actually remember that exact play, and I was like, that was nice. That was a nice pitch and catch right there.
Like, so giving Maddox just a nice quick is like the big thing there, like a quick pitch and catch where it's just one read, go to it. It's a slant. It's hard to defend. Our receivers are shifty enough. Like we should be able to at least get 4 or 5 yards on that each time.
Yeah,
like just let them hit it, get into a rhythm, because that Maddox is also kind of one of those guys where I've said this before, I do genuinely feel like he needs contact to settle down. Like he went and he lowered his shoulder on a guy. I think he sought out contact.
Yeah.
Helps him settle down. So, I mean, the first play of the game, we really ought to just let him get sacked.
Just let him take a shot, you know?
Yeah, just let him take a shot, man.
Get some juice going.
Yeah.
So my bad ugly-ish, I don't know if there's really any ugly on the offense. I think it was pretty good overall. And kind of similar to what you guys are saying, I would like to see a little more creativity in the offense. Like right now, I feel like a lot of it's predicated on, can this guy run a good route? Can he get himself open? There's not a ton of, and maybe that's Potter trying to like break things in and get stuff figured out himself. But there's Boise State became famous because of creativity. You know, the end of that Fiesta Bowl, all that sort of stuff. Not that we need to sit here and pull out the bag of tricks because nothing else is working, but just to add a new wrinkle, something else a defense has to prepare for, they have to worry about.
It does feel like we kind of we're playing almost a little bit too pro style, smash mouth. Everyone in the world knows what we're going to do. So you go, it's your job to stop it. Well, the trouble is like we can out talent certain teams. There are other teams like Notre Dame coming up here in another month. We're not going to be able to just out talent them. So that creativity is lacking right now.
And I'm not saying a trick play all the time, but like just some creativity in the calls and the concepts, the layer passing routes and stuff like that, you know?
I think they call those tendency breakers.
Yeah,
exactly.
So just like expanding the playbook a little bit doesn't have to be a trick play, but just a few different looks. Even if it doesn't necessarily work, it still has merit because it makes the defense think a little bit.
Yep.
So might set something else up later. So yeah, I'm with the offense. It feels a little like same old, and they're getting into a rhythm. And Maddox's his timing still feels a little bit off. And even that like the deep ball it's not a lot of zip past like 30 or 40 air yards. So
and to your point, the kind of the pro style, I mean, Potter did get his tutelage under Dirk Karter, who was an NFL guy. Yeah, it's kind of, and again, it works, right? But let's mix it up a little bit. Let's add a few more elements.
This is college. You can get away with a lot more in college than you can in the NFL.
Yeah, let's do a flea flicker 3-quarterback 360. Who has the ball? Like
mix something up.
Yeah, something up.
You don't necessarily have the talent to run an NFL offense, so get creative.
Yep.
All right. But overall, last thing before we move on to the defense, if you had to assign a letter grade, what would you give the offense, Chase?
I'd give it a solid B+. I feel like they left some points on the field out there.
Yeah. I would say B. I would say B+. I was thinking A-, but with that lull in the consistency around the second quarter going into half, I think once you fix that, but I think it's better. So
sure.
yeah, I'd say B+.
B+, like a solid 88.7. It's not quite an 89.
You're right there.
We don't round up.
Yeah, no round up here.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, even though we are the roundup, but whatever. But doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It's an 88.5.
Well, I feel like we're gonna. Well, actually, I feel like we're gonna have a lot more to say for just. I don't call them special teams anymore. They're just teams to me. I have a new rule. If they can make 3 straight field goals, I will call them significant teams.
Significant teams, and then they will work their way up like a great
significant teams with benefits. Like we'll eventually get there.
I'm not fully committed, but I'm not seeing anybody else team.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll get to the engaged team, and then
I'll have to make it ex official at some point, right?
Funny.
Well, we'll get to them in a minute. I guess we could talk about the defense. What looked good? Karter, you were there.
Yeah.
What looked good?
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about the defense, and I think this here is where the talent gap was the most apparent. Because good for me, I think, was the front 7 again. I mean, I brought up the stats because I really want to see rushing. They rushed for 117 yards. And
they kept contained on a pretty mobile quarterback.
It was only 3.8 yards average carry, and so it's just I think the front 7 was good. There was 7 tackles for loss. There was only 1 sack, which I thought was crazy.
It was Lopez.
Yep, it was Lopez. But 7 tackles for loss, 1 sack, really contained the run. I just think
they
the front 7
a whole lot.
Didn't blitz very much at all.
Yeah, didn't blitz much. So I just think front 7 was solid, just like last week. At USF, just solid, best part of the defense.
Yeah.
Well, one thing I will say, probably my favorite thing, because I do agree with your point, Karter, is the tackling. Chase and I were talking about it in the live stream. Is that looked like they were doing some of that hawk tackling.
Tackling was looking better. I mean, even Devon Banks, even though he got ripped on a little bit, he had a good tackle there. I think Jaden Mickey, I remember noticing. I was like, Mickey's in the game. Swept a guy's knees and got him right down to the ground. I was like, that's what you need. I was really happy with the tackling.
Yeah, Chase, I think you're going to take it, but I'll just
go for it.
One of my good was Jaden Mickey. So you know what, Chase? Well, go ahead, take it.
Yeah, I mean, within the first 2 minutes of that game, you're like, all right, it's already different out here with Jaden Mickey. And to kind of goes to my point, like my good was the overall attitude of the defense. What you saw in Tampa against South Florida was a bunch of dudes just like kind of going through the motions, right? Like here you saw them take the bull by the horns, for lack of a better phrase, and put their imprint and stamp on the game, right?
Pun intended.
Pun intended. I always intend my puns. So it was just, and I don't know if it was Mickey who set the tone, but he was the one you noticed right off the bat making plays, and then the rest of the defense forced the issue, right?
Yeah.
It was total attitude, 180-degree difference in attitude and effort from the defense.
Breath of fresh air for the fan base that might have rioted if something else happened. But so I saw one point that I kind of want to talk about. Now, this was a little bit older on the forum, is someone talking about and it kind of got brought home a little bit with Jaden Mickey playing as well as he did. There's this idea that the coaches are just staying loyal to their favorites or whatnot and not playing the best player. And with Jaden Mickey playing as well as he did, that another kind of people brought it up again. And it's like, no, that's how you lose your job. That is, they genuinely play who they think is the best player for the scheme, knows the playbook the best.
Mm-hmm.
It will set them up for success. No matter how much they like the guy, they play the best man. That's not a thing. Now, Jaden Mickey came out and looked really good, but again, it's a lower level of competition. But it's one of those moments where, oh, hey, the backup is really ready. Okay, maybe that's what the coaches needed to see.
Yeah, and you bringing this up made me think about a thread of some person posted that, they saw the depth chart before the game, and now there's no change except for something on the offensive line. And then it was announced that Mickey was starting, and then I went into it, and I was like, who's going to apologize for bashing on Danielson for not changing the depth chart when he obviously found nobody said a word. So it was just typical, like, oh, I got called out. They did do something. I'm not going to say anything. Like, people just love to beat a dead horse. And I thought and honestly, Danielson said that the reason Banks was starting is that he did great during practice. But as Chase knows, because he coached some of the best middle school football teams in the state of Idaho.
The highest level.
What happens in practice is different from what happens in games. So Banks might have felt more comfortable in practice. Once games hit, didn't work out. Mickey stepped up. He performed well in the game. And so now Mickey's probably the guy the rest of the year. And people were just so quick to be like, oh, he's not making any changes. He's not doing this within 1 week. And then the second game, he changed it and just.
Well, and to that point, there was a moment when Banks gave up kind of a deeper pass that should not have been caught. And Danielson did something I've never seen him do. He ripped Banks a new one on the sideline.
Yeah.
I want to see if I can find it.
Never seen him do that before. He ripped him, shoot him up one side and down the other.
I'm honestly really more intrigued to see what a butt chewing from Spencer Danielson actually looks like. I don't doubt that it's like anything short of amazing, but
because he's more of the I'm not mad, I'm disappointed guy, right? So to do something like that, it was like, oh, all right. So he's now practicing what he's preaching to his players, which not that he wasn't before, but passion and energy from the coach.
Oh, sidebar. One other really good thing. Travis Anderson got some playtime. He looked really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like the future is bright. And love that. So I literally just thought I was like, oh, I better shout out. The youngsters looked rock solid on defense, but I guess moving on to the bad and the ugly, kind of lumping it in together, is the secondary still shows inconsistency. I'm not enough of an expert to know if they're like what type of scheme they have for the secondary. It looks like all the boundary corners are totally in man for the whole game, and with a little bit of safety help. But there's so many miscommunications at that level. Where I mean, last week I was actually kind of critical of Ty Benefield, where the only thing he deserved criticism on was tackling. But there was a lot that actually should have fallen on Zion Washington's shoulders. So I do apologize for that. Both of them stepped up and played really good games, but having so many different issues with communication and coverage, it's like, well, it's been like 4 years of a similar scheme. Like, this really ought to change. So,
absolutely. For me, at halftime, Evan, you said, I want to see the secondary get interception.
Yeah.
And they did. It was Tolmer at the end of the game when the backup quarterback was in. So we're like, yeah, that's an interception, but that was the letter of the law, not the spirit of the law, right? Like, we want to see one of our starters get the interception and do something with it.
Yep.
And so I definitely need to see more from the starters in the secondary, I think. And
I really want to see like that 50-50 ball go up and make a play on it, like a physical INT. That, like, prove it that you can actually go and defend these guys, kind of INT.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I'm glad I'm happy we got one, but
because I'm pretty sure it took us until like that Wazoo game last year to get one.
Yeah. It was like,
So at least we got one early.
Yeah. Scheme's not there. And how much of a sample size do you need? I refuse to believe that at this point it's on the players, because there's been enough turnover with guys graduating, transfer portal and whatnot. With the same problem, different faces, and even guys' time in system, they're able to learn and grow, and there's still issues. I refuse to believe it's the players. I'm on the side now. It's like the scheme, the coaching. I don't know what needs to change.
There's a disconnect somewhere.
Yeah.
It is.
I mean, our secondary was solid when Jerron Johnson was the coach, and then the coach now came in and just, I don't know.
Yeah. Drink.
He's always there.
Always ready.
It won't go away.
Sorry, had to do it.
Not sure. But good tackling. Bad is still that kind of Jekyll and Hyde secondary coverage. So really anything ugly on the defense?
The inconsistent PI calls and no calls by the referees.
Yeah.
That's not really on Boise State. So anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they only let up 14 points. I mean, one of the touchdown at the end came after, it was a garbage time touchdown after like 10 minutes of not playing at all. And so, I mean, you can only complain so much.
That first touchdown came after our offense had kind of crapped the bed a little bit in that weird moment and stuff. So it's kind of.
You can only complain so much when you give up 14 points. Like, that's why I don't have an ugly. It's like, the secondary was bad, but you give up a 1 touchdown per half, you're going to win probably every game. So you can't complain too much.
Yeah. Very interested to see. Tackling is going to be critical against Air Force, triple option attack.
Discipline, knowing your assignments, trusting your teammates.
Yeah. So that's going to be very, very interesting. At least we get 2 weeks to prep for that. And then after Air Force, it's Appalachian State. That'll be also an interesting test. And then we get the big one. But moving on, good, bad, ugly about the teams. Because they are not special. We are just from, like, I don't know if you guys are cool with this, but I'm just going to refer to them as teams until they earn their moniker.
We didn't give up any kickoff return touchdowns.
That's good.
Yeah. So good is no kickoff returns for a touchdown.
I have a different good. I have a specific player. I think our punter, Oscar Doyle.
I was going to say.
That's my good. I think he did great. From what I'm seeing, he had 1 punt inside the 20. He only punted twice for an average of 53.5 yards.
And both of those punts, I thought he was going to start running.
And he's 6'3", 220. And
he'll drop someone.
He does that rugby style. I thought for sure he was going to take off on the second one.
He's going to this season.
He's guaranteed. They have that keyed up. Now, if there's ever a 4th and 2 in a big game, Notre Dame, and they lack a little bit, he will take it. He looked athletic enough. So I think he's big. I think he can pin the ball deep. And I think he has more potential for trick plays than our former punter. So I'm very impressed that they went out and got this guy from Weber State, because it's a that's the big good.
That is the big good. And now I totally forgot to cue you guys to give a letter grade to our defense. So we'll save that for the end. We'll give our letter grade for the defense, then we'll give our letter grade for the special teams all at the same time. Yes. So good. I'm trying to think of it. There was no punts or kicks returned for a touchdown. I still don't like.
What's his bucket? The starting boomer. Every kickoff was through the back of the end zone. He nailed a pylon. He nailed a pylon once. How about that?
And they ought to just keep doing that.
Yeah.
I did not like seeing our guys returning kicks, because we aren't good at that. And so just fair catch it every time, guys.
Gerard gave me a heart attack every time he fielded a punt, though.
Yeah,
I mean, we're kind of getting ahead of me here, but yeah, my bad is the returning. Is that it's just not there, really.
Yeah, so I just like to literally all I want from teams is to just be mediocre. That's all you have to do, is do the bare minimum. Don't make me talk about you, and I will be happy.
That's if you think about it, 2 missed field goals, 1 missed extra point or blocked or tipped or whatever happened there. That's 7 points. Now, in a 51-14 game, 7 points doesn't matter, right? 58-14, 51-14. But what if we're at Notre Dame and it comes down to a field goal? What if we're playing Colorado State or a decent to mid-level Mountain West team? We could need those 8 points. It could come down to a field goal at the end, and that worries me. And I don't know what the answer is. Like, open tryouts for anyone on campus, that's not.
Go get a soccer player.
No, go get a Japanese former waiter.
That watched it from YouTube. Yeah, but like, I just don't understand Colton Boomer. It's like, I just don't know. Is he still hurt? Like, I don't remember him being this inconsistent at UCF. So I don't know what's going on.
It's in his head now.
Yeah.
Well, now we jump to my ugly is the kicking, because I mean, it's just you can't. I don't get it. I don't know what's going on.
They tried that other guy.
Danielson didn't trust him for the UCF game.
He hit one, but
Danielson didn't trust him for the UCF game. Tried to trust him for this game, and you see why he didn't trust him. So I don't know.
They have 2 weeks to figure it out.
Maybe Oscar Doyle can kick. Put him in. See what he can do.
Will the real Boise State kicker please stand up?
Right.
I do not want to go back to having problems with kickers. Yeah. We had that in the Kellen Moore era, and I don't want it now.
It cost us a couple games.
TCU and Nevada.
Yep.
Yeah. And last year with Dalmas, that was a little bit of an adventure at times where he for so long he was Mr. Consistent, and then comes back and just kind of lets it go last year.
Yeah, it was interesting. Dad bod.
Oh, don't be rude to Dalmas. He tried his best.
Hey, I got a dad bod too. It's cool, Dalmas. It's cool.
All right. What's your grade? Going back to the defense, what is your letter grade for the defense?
I'd give him a B-.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is hard. It feels like I'm being very strict, very tough, because they only gave up 14 points. But I think against a non-FCS team, I think it would have been a lot different.
Yeah, I'd say a B-. Maybe round it up to a B because of the turnovers that they got.
Yeah.
But they're towing a line of but B-, depending how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I'll be generous. I'll give them an 84, just an 84 even. You're at the low end of B, but you're just above a B-.
It feels like a group project. The front seven's pulling the weight, and the other group is just
the other group looked at the project last night and they did something, but they didn't do much.
That's about it. They logged in.
They walked behind the gym and got high.
Yeah.
And then special teams just didn't even show up for the presentation.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, special teams.
C at best.
C minus.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I was like, all you have to do is be average, and I won't have to talk about you. And that, in my mind, that's a C. They are not average.
I mean, the returning isn't great. The punting is good. The kicking is bad. It all rounds out to okay, you didn't cost us the game. All right.
Didn't help us.
Didn't help us. Didn't hurt us. C.
Could in
the future it could.
Yeah.
I'm just saying for this game right here, it didn't help us. Didn't hurt us. C.
I'm still going to be critical. I will give them a 69. They're in the
nice.
They are in the D range. It's a D plus.
Hey, D's get degrees, but I don't.
Do they?
I do. I don't think it's failing.
Oh.
Depending on what course of study you're in, I guess I will say.
I mean, D's would get you kicked out of law school, but I don't think they would get you kicked out of college.
But we want our kickers to be better than
level
kickers.
Better kick. I want better than D level kickers. Yes. So don't try to figure it out. Just don't try to figure out if a D works. Figure out if an A works. How about that?
Yeah. Do your homework. Do the reading.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kick the ball.
All right. Well, I think that we've beaten a dead horse enough. That brings us to the end of this podcast. We're gonna have to think of something fun for some bye-week content next week. It might be perfect time for a. Oh, I was gonna say it might be perfect time for a mailbag.
It could be a mailbag. We could also do a giveaway. I have 2 Ashton Jeanty T-shirt jersey type of things that I've been holding on to for a special occasion.
How about this? If you leave a mailbag question for us, we'll put your name randomly in a hat and draw you out.
Yep. Let me see if I can.
There you go.
Real quick.
And we'll make sure to put this out on X and on the forum just so everyone can participate.
Yeah. All right. So as Chase said, leave us a question. We will enter your username into a hat and draw and see who gets an Ashton Jeanty T-shirt. So
let me try to figure out exactly what it is. I want people to know what they're signing up for.
All right.
Phil athlete's thread. I'm doing this on the spot. Nobody yell at me.
You're good. Well, who knows? I mean, worst case scenario, they could always just hang it up in their garage or something.
Exactly. Here it is. I'm going to share my screen.
Can we do that?
We're about to find out.
No, without the paid one.
Damn it!
But we'll put it on X and we'll put it on
all right, put it on X. Look it up. Athlete thread, Ashton Jeanty jersey. It's a T-shirt. It is a jersey, but the material's weird. Yeah, but it's cool. I got 2 of them. They're blue. They're XLs, so they'll fit most people. Leave a question. We'll put you in for it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, got something good now.
There we go. All right, so next week we'll be back. We'll be doing a mailbag, and I'm very much looking forward to it. But without further ado, that brings us to the end of today's podcast. Thank you so much for watching, and please don't forget to join our live streams for the games. It makes it that much more fun for us. But in the meantime, good night. Goodbye.